got my VersaSplit in today. This is going to be a hodgepodge on a video on this splitter, inverted splitter. First off, I want to say something. Do not judge this splitter from the way I'm splitting, because it is a learning curve on how you finesse and get used to it, get used to the different angles. What I've got here is dry or wood. It's not green. And what I would like to do is get the wood round in the blocks and pick it up and just split it. But with this red oak, a lot of times when that wedge starts going in it, it'll just crack open and then it'll fall out of away from the splitter. So you really need to have a little bit on the ground with a single wedge. But the reason why I got this inverted splitter is to save my back, my arms from being so tired, working up the wood, straining with it, busting the gut, trying to get the wood here and yonder. I bought this to sit in the tractor and split these rounds down on this bigger wood rounds that's got knots in it that you can't roll, and you kill yourself and you start sweating, and next thing you know, skint your arm all up or hurt yourself. It's a learning curve to operate it. And even when they shipped it, I was talking to the Wolfe Ridge gang. The first thing, I'm not sure it wasn't Bob, it was somebody else saying, take a little time to learn it. It's a learning curve on it. So just take your time and be careful with it. And that's true. So don't judge this equipment by the way it looks. I'm showing you my learning curve. I'm showing you what you may need to know, what I need to know, and we're going to learn as we go. I already know for the purpose I bought this for is a success. And that's with 1 hour splitting about 8 pieces of wood, even though I'm sweating because it's about 120% humidity. So the next videos we're going to shoot on this thing, we're going to split different pieces of wood and we're going to talk about it. And we're going to put it all in a video. But again, don't judge this by what you see on this video right now of me dropping a piece of wood and it don't look like it doesn't fall in 2 or 3 pieces. I'm kind of anxious to see what they do on green wood. This wood here has been here for about 2 months. And you can tell, show this wood, it's already cracking. So when that wedge goes through it, it's just if you pick it up in the air, which you can't pick these big pieces up in the air because my tractor ain't strong enough. And this is a 2501 Kubota tractor. It's probably maxed out with this thing. You probably need a bigger tractor, but I ain't got a bigger tractor. So I am making this work. As you can tell, it'll split wood. And I'm not gonna have no problem with it. So, learn, come along, watch me as I learn how to run this properly and get the most bang out of my bucks. Like I said, it's gonna take a little time for me to get used to it. This is probably, but I can rotate this up, I can come in it sideways, and a lot of times on the big wood, it'll split, but it will not fall in half. That's no problem. I've got a spud bar, but when you're fooling with 36-inch pieces, don't expect it to fall over and that ain't gonna happen. Maybe the smaller wood it will, but that big wood is gonna hang on there. It's stringy. So come along with us. We're gonna make a couple more videos. We're losing daylight today, so hope you're gonna enjoy it. I know I'm gonna enjoy it. So follow along with us as I learn how to properly run this inverted log splitter by Wolfe Ridge. All right, I'm gonna stop right here to show you. Spin you around, not too quick. Now you see it split it. But when you're dealing with big wood like this, a lot of time it'll crack it through on my small 25 horsepower tractor. And you can see it split it. But what you gotta do is get you a spud bar, because what you don't want to do is try to pick it up with the inverted. You want to break it and then lay this down and then split it. You got to work it down. I knew what my limitations on my tractor, what I was going to have to do, and I knew that ahead of time. Like I said, you'll see this in a video where I explained it. It's a learning curve operating this. And you got to know where your sweet spot is, and you got to move it around, experiment it with it, and see what works for you. This piece of equipment is awesome, but it's a learning curve to it. So you've got to have a little time, spend a little time with it, and know what works for you. So let me get a spud bar. And I know somebody's gonna say, well, that defeats spending that money, it ought to split it. Well, yes and no. You gotta do research. You gotta know what your tractor can do. You gotta know what your tractor can lift. And you gotta know how much it'll pick up and be safe. So, let's split it again. Like I said, you just got to play around with it, know where your angles are, know where your knots are, position it, work it down. Now, is it faster than noodling? For me, I hate noodling, so I'm not even going to put that equation in there. It's so much easier for me at my age. I'm in my 60s. I can sit on this tractor. I can come down here 30 minutes, sit on the tractor, work enough rounds down, or have them moved up there in the shade where I can work them when it's heat of the day. And it saves my body. That's why and the reason I bought this inverted splitter, is to save my body. Is it going to be fast? I hope to get faster on it, but I'm not in no race. If you are production and this, that, and the other, I'm not addressing that. because that's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to save my body. Give me 10 more years down here in the wood yard, 10 more years of doing what I love, 10 more years of helping people that can't help themselves, 10 more years of people that's cooking and rely on us like hog heaven for their wood to keep their business open with hickory. That's what I'm after. That's why I bought it. And that's the reason it's gonna give me, hopefully, God's blessing, 10 more years down there in my wood yard. So that's the reason I bought it. You've got to decide how it's gonna help you, how it's gonna benefit you. Is it worth the money? So what if it's a little bit slower? And so what if you're in your 40s and 50s? When I was in my 40s and 50s, I didn't think about my body. But when I'm 60-year-old, just sitting right here, I can tell my knees are getting sore just sitting like this. You got to think of your body. I wish I'd had this when I was in 40s and 50s. My body would be so much stronger. So that's the reason why I bought it. So you have to decide your reasoning for buying it. So you can tell, the more I get to sit in the seat and operate this, the smoother it gets for me. So I think I have about a full hour running this VersaSplitter. Like I'm gonna mention again, I've mentioned it 3 times in this video. It is a learning curve. You've got to learn your tractor, your different angles you can approach into the wood. Right now, I don't know if it continued, but this wood has been split. These rounds have been split a while. And what I love for the camera, making a video, I would love to be able to put that wedge in there and pick it up and watch you split it. What happened? But this redwood, what it does is it gets about halfway through, and then the split becomes bigger than the wedge, and it just falls to the ground. And it doesn't show it open up. The wood is practically 90% split, but it's got a little bit hanging on where you take a spud bar, you take an adze, and you're done with it. For my application here in my wood yard, this is 100% what I wanted. It's gonna help me to save my body. It's gonna help me to have more energy and more time to split instead of wearing myself out trying to get the rounds to my wife to split. So with us using tree service wood, you get bigger rounds, you get knots. All I want is something is to break them down. It's more manageable to me, but I can throw the 1/8 of that size wedge into my bucket of my tractor, load it up, and bring it to my my splitter. Now there's gonna be some of y'all out there, well, you're touching the wood too many times. Look, I'm trying to save me. If I got to touch the wood 10 times more than you, I'm happy with that. I'm not in your race. I'm not in your timetable that you only got 15 minutes or 30 minutes a day to split. That's a different ball game. I'm way past that. I don't have to worry about that to me. So that's not my application. That's your application. So once again, you have to figure out what is right for you in your wood yard. For me, this is my wife said it last night, game changer. I asked her, I said, what do you think? And she goes, that's a game changer for you. You're not gonna kill yourself. You're not gonna wear yourself out. And that was my compliments, my thoughts. And that's what I hoped by buying this piece of equipment. That's what I hoped to achieve. And I did. So I'm very happy with it. Continue to follow us as I learn to operate this better, till I learn to manipulate it and get smoother with it. Again, it is a learning curve. So if you're interested in one of these, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment. I'll call Wolfe Ridge. Wolfe Ridge did not give me this. I purchased this. This is mine. It is in my wood yard. It is not on loan. It is not just to make videos with. Of course, I am going to make videos with it because that's what I like to do. But I purchased this. So, appreciate y'all coming along. Got a lot more wood to do. It is the 4th of July. I barely could sleep last night because I wanted to get down here this morning and run this before our families get together. You'll see it either Saturday or Sunday. Hope y'all had a great 4th. I hope it was safe. I hope it was blessed. Stay tuned to the VersaSplit 2224. This comes in, and I meant to say this comes in 2 different sizes. I don't know the different, but I know it comes in a different ton. I think they have a 17 ton instead of a 22. So go to the Wolfe Ridge website, check them out. Tell them Rick's Outdoors sent you. Hope you're having a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to follow us as we get better operating this. Y'all have a great weekend. This is Rick Outdoors.